Shout out to Kop-Ish.
Shout out to Kopish, guys.
Keep all the good work
the
up.
two legends, Emil Heskey, Howard Gill. Can't get much better than that, guys. Yeah. You know what to do now. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm with legends, guys.
Kopish.
Good evening, guys. It's Monday the 19th of April. It's weird listening to the song LA. We are Lord supporters. We come from Liverpool, conquered all of Europe. We're never going to stop. We are going to stop, aren't we? Because we're not going to be in that European competition anymore. And we don't even know if that European competition is going to happen. Guys, welcome to a Monday Night Live special. We have got some special guests because it is a special show. We've got Anita, we've got Tobes, and we also have Joel Bayer. We will be having one more guest as well. Obviously, we brought in the guys because we need to talk about more things than just Liverpool. Obviously, news broke yesterday about the European Super League and the current plans for what's going on. I gotta be honest, this has thrown the cat amongst the pigeons, the dog amongst the cats, whichever analogy you want to use. It is crazy at the moment. So I'm trying to think, who do I come to first? Anita, unfortunately, I'm going to come to you first. I'm sorry. It's just the way it goes.
It's cool.
And again, I'm asking these questions not to just cause controversy, genuinely because I want to get a perspective from different clubs, etc. Mm-hmm. So Roman Abramovich came in 2003, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And he revolutionized the way that football was run in this country by owners, etc. And after he came in, you've had the likes of the Glazers, FSG, Man City's owners, people like Randy Lerner, who was at Aston Villa, for example. You've had a bunch of foreign owners come into the Premiership. However, Abramovich has been the mainstay and sort of the first person to really come in and do it and be successful. Mm-hmm. Do you think that was a catalyst for where we are now?
Well, do you know what? Everyone's been coming at me, telling me that.
No, I'm not coming at you. Not coming at you.
I know you're not. But this is just the general consensus has been we're here because of Chelsea Football Club. But at the end of the day, we look at the core of the whole ESL. Roman Abramovich is not involved. I understand that there may be this, consensus that if Roman Abramovich didn't come and revamp the Chelsea team, didn't spend as much money as he did, maybe wouldn't be here today. But that's all if, buts, and maybes. Who's to say that FSG wouldn't have come in? Who's to say that the Glazers wouldn't have come in and they wouldn't have revamped their squads too? Who's to say that? Who's to say Man City's owner didn't have their eye on Man City this whole time? Who's to say all of these things? So I don't know. I think right now, it's just a blame game. I don't see it as Roman Abramovich being, the catalyst of this. Or I see this as even there are some reports that Chelsea and Man City were backed into a corner on this as well. So I see this as a few businessmen at the FSGs, the Glazers, the Perez's, they've come together and they've created this initiative off their own back. I don't think there was a catalyst from anyone in particular, apart from those people directly involved, because they are businessmen before they are football fans. So yeah, I don't see it, because we all know Roman Abramovich, he loves his team. And that's why he spends all the money. That's why he when he was allowed in the country, he was always going to matches. That's why he was there Champions League final. He wants these type of victories for our club. Whereas the FSGs, the Glazers, there's always been that bit of friction between the fans and between the owners. So I can't say that, or I can't accept that Roman Abramovich was sort of a catalyst for it.
I'm really glad you said those points, Anita, especially the last part where you're speaking about obviously him going to games and the love he has for clubs. Now, don't get me wrong, Abramovich gets criticised all the time, saying he's too reactionary with managers, etc. But the proof's kind of in the pudding. While we might not sit here and agree with a new manager every couple of years, you have been one of the most successful teams in Europe over the last 20 years. So even though your formulas may be not the most popular, it's still a winning formula and it still works for you guys.
Yeah.
Now, Tobes, on the other side of that, You've got Tottenham, unfortunately, you haven't been the most successful in the last sort of 20 years. And obviously, news came out about Mourinho today. Joel, I'm trying to be serious then.
I'm being very serious. It's not even funny. He'll tell you, innit?
Whatever, man.
Joel, you know. So obviously, you're on the other side, Toes, where your team hasn't been winning loads, and obviously, Mourinho is the latest person to be sacked from Tottenham Hotspur, and while you can win a trophy in your game against City, again, it's not a major trophy. So when you heard news about this European Super League and the fact that you are one of the teams in it, a lot of people have made fun of Tottenham. However, if you look at history, Tottenham are the fifth most successful club in England, if I'm not mistaken. One, what are your thoughts about Tottenham being in it? And two, do you agree that they should be in it?
Spurs being in it, I was in the chat with Joe yesterday, and I was saying, from a selfish point of view as a Spurs fan, I'd be lying if I said that like this competition doesn't work at our advantage. I'd be lying. We're a club that are self-sustainable. We're a club that rely on what we generate, and if you're seeing news of your club being involved in as part of an initiative where they're guaranteed a ridiculous sum of money every season, and they're guaranteed European qualification that, as you can see, we're struggling to even get in the league. It's gonna do a world of good for our club. But do I think Spurs deserve to be in it? I don't think we do. I'll be honest. I don't think we deserve to be in it. What have we done apart from, of course, okay, you have the revenue, you have top 10 richest clubs in world football, but bro, football ain't played in the boardroom. Football ain't played on a stat sheet. Football's played on the pitch, and on the pitch, we've done nothing to justify being in the elite competition because we're not an elite side. We're not an elite side. We don't spend like an elite club. We just have elite revenue. So as far as I'm concerned, we don't deserve to be in this competition, but for some reason or another, we've been selected. We've got this silver spoon. Listen, as I said, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and tell you that I'm outraged by the notion that Spurs are going to receive tons of money and get automatic European qualification. But what I am outraged by are the ramifications of this initiative that Spurs are involved in. What it's how it's gonna impact football in the present day, and how it's gonna impact the future state of football as well. You see all the madness with teams being threatened to be expelled from the Champions League. Like we were just waxing lyrical about how sick the Bayern Munich and PSG tie was the other week. Like that was a brilliant two-leg tie, brilliant games of football. And now we're hearing that Man City, Chelsea, and Madrid could be kicked out of the Champions League, and that's effectively the Champions League done. Then PSG get the award, and it's like this is
they might be voiding it. Sorry to cut you. They might actually be voiding it.
Yeah, so it's a mess. So I'm not gonna lie. As I said, I'm not sad that Spurs are being given the opportunity to get more money and get European Champions League qualification, but I'm sad at the ripple effect it's going to have on football potentially. So yeah, that's just my take on it.
Yeah, and before I come to Joel, so I got a shout out to Matt and Drift. Obviously, we'll speak about Liverpool because we have to. But when we were speaking earlier, we were speaking about the fact of, although this new initiative it looks very corrupt on the surface. Let's not forget that Sky Sports and BT Sports during a world pandemic did make fans pay £15 to watch a game. And so no one's squeaky clean in this. However, there's levels, and I feel though a level has been crossed today that I don't know these clubs can come back from. But Joel, obviously we've spoken to Anita, we've spoken to Tobes. As an Arsenal fan, growing up for us, Arsenal are one of the go-to teams to watch. Great football, history, they had everything. Some of the best players in the world. However, over the last 10 years, especially in the last 4 or 5 years, you've just not been that top team. And dare I say it, we call it the Big Six, but I mean, you've not finished in the top 4 for a little while, and you've not finished in the top 6 for a little while, and you won't probably finish in the top 6 again this season. Again, I'm going to ask you a similar question to Toby. Do you think it's right that Arsenal are in this competition, but also, do you think this is a bailout for Arsenal and this is the best thing that could happen to them right now?
Firstly, I think we should rightfully shout out Edward Popolazio, and he just slapped in 20 quid. And
we'll get that. We'll get that. Don't worry.
That's someone's Sky Sports covered for the whole month. To answer your question, I've been saying, and I think I'm very sure we've had this argument on AFTV or whatever, and everyone thought I was chatting rubbish when I said Arsenal are one of the most popular teams out there. Now, when I was saying it before, it was an argument. We were arguing, and you were saying no, and you were saying I was saying yes, but I've been saying it. Arsenal Football Club, in terms of popularity, the cool kids in high school, we're one of them. Do you get where I'm coming from? And we've been one of them from early. And this just, when I used to say to people, no, guys, trust me, Liverpool are more successful, right? Chelsea are more successful, but Arsenal are more popular. This is exactly what I've been talking about. Because when you go to America and all those other places there, don't get me wrong, I know you lot are big as well in Asia, but Arsenal Football Club, they came at a time when the Premier League was able to pump the money, the rebrand, and those international players gave a certain type of magic that will never be recreated again because they were the first. Your Henrys, your Vieiras, do you know what I mean? Dennis Bergkamps and stuff like that. So the reason why I say all of that is not because I'm coming in and boasting. It's just that it proves my point. Because we, like you said, Callum, we're not even in the bloody Champions League. You know what I'm saying? But somehow we've been picked to be part of teams like with Real Madrid and Barcelona. Huh? Are you mad? When Dortmund have been busting their ass in the last few years doing a matting, yeah? You've got bloody AC Milan who have been inconsistent of late, yeah? You've got flipping all these teams that are doing bits, bruv. Leipzig have worked hard to get themselves into the position that they're in now. Worked hard.
Leicester City,
all these teams, but we're in the mix. Now, is it a bailout for Arsenal?
Yes.
Well, I don't. Let me say, I want to say yes because I'm not here to disagree. I say yes in the sense where it's great when you look at it financially, if the numbers are true and all that kind of stuff, that's good. That's true. But on the other end, you could end up going in some league, where it's not pretty. It's not pretty, and you think people want to banter and call us Banter FC now, bruv. European Banter FC, nah, bro. So that's what I'm saying. There's two sides to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you could be getting pound for the next 23 years.
It could be mad. The other thing I want to add though is that the fans. I really think that the fans. They should listen to the fans. If the fans want to do it and the fans don't want to, they don't want to do it, they should actually listen to the fans. But it looks like it's one of them. They're going hard, bro. They're going inside, no lube. You know what I mean? They're just, you get me? Friction. They don't care. Woo! You know what I'm saying? So, but let me not lie though. Anyhow, any of those European super club teams kind of call me up to do some work, I'm going, bro. So I'll see you. I got bills to pay to. I know that, man. Put it in this perspective. When Manchester City came and just revamped the whole city and did the whole shake thing, there's bare stewards out there that still got to feed their families, They didn't quit. So why should I?
It's true. All right. Now, I'm glad you ended on that point, Joe. Matt Drift, obviously, you know where I stand and I know where you guys stand on this. But I'm not going to ask you guys that question. I'm going to flip it now. So Liverpool, as things stand, have an outside chance of making the top 4, which kind of looks like it's not going to matter now. But let's just ignore the fact of this ESL for a sec. We've been screaming for players like Haaland, Mbappe, Varane, all these top quality players who are going to cost big money, but we don't have owners who do that. If I was to say to you, we join this ESL, we get this quoted £300 million, and we sign an Mbappe, a Varane, and another top quality midfielder. Do FSG get out of jail here?
You asking me?
No. So Matt and Drift.
If you want me to play it from that side, right, we're in the Super League, yeah. But whichever club you sign for, I'm guessing you live in that country and then you play in the Super League. But you think England's going to be the one who can draw all the big boy players who prefer the nice weather, chilled out, but they still play in the same league? Why? How will Man U, Chelsea, Liverpool, with the rain, the cold, be able to get players that can go Spain and Italy and be in warmer climates? I don't even think it would be easier for us to get those type of players, personally, because that like what, Paris, places like that, people want to live places. Milan, they're much nicer places to live than Liverpool. That's not even being shady. Manchester can't talk to Milan. Come on, let's be real. So if we're all in this one same league, I don't even know if Liverpool having extra money helps. Does it? I don't know. The allure was the Premier League, right? The history of playing for Liverpool, the whole, like everything that, but we're throwing that all away if we do this. It don't even matter how many Champions Leagues we've won anymore. It doesn't even matter how many times we've won the league anymore. We're not in the Premier League no more, and we're not in the Champions League no more. We're all starting on zero. That don't even count no more. So what difference does it make? Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know, bro. Honestly, I don't even know. And you know what? We know what our owners are like, bro. They'll still put a cap on the wages. This FSG we're talking about, bro. All they'll do is pocket that ras. They're not going to go spend it all on Mbappe and them, man. They're going to put that in their pocket and they're going to be like, hey, it worked out, innit? Who went through a pandemic? We didn't. That's all they're going to do. So, bro, I don't know. I don't know. Mbappe's and all them, man, there. That ain't happening, man. Harry Kane, that's probably the only one maybe we can get. Maybe.
Toby. Just hypothetical, Toby. Just hypothetical, Toby.
Because he'll be somebody who would prefer to stay in England, I'm guessing, in terms of living environment. So it's probably somebody we could be.
Oh, do you mean instead of going abroad?
Yeah, in favour of going abroad.
Oh
yeah.
no, I get the sense you're talking.
So, all right.
Yeah,
so,
boy.
obviously, Toes, we can't involve you in this section because you haven't got a manager who can speak on it at the moment. Anita, Tuchel came out today and he's been slated for his comments. He's been slated for his comments by saying he trusts what Chelsea is doing and he's going to see what happens. Arsene Wenger from an Arsenal, Arteta has not said anything to my knowledge, but Arsene Wenger years ago said there will be a European Super League within the next 10 years, and he's been proven right. Said it in 2009. You've got Jurgen Klopp, who in 2019 said he doesn't want to be a part of a European Super League. Categorically shut it down. Now these managers are in a position where they probably found out yesterday, the same time we found out, and the players found out. Now, there's already talks that there's going to be protests outside Ellen Road from some of the Liverpool fans. Some Liverpool fans have actually put flags and banners up outside Anfield. This is where, for me, it gets really tricky because sometimes we forget as fans that these are employees at the end of the day, employers and employees. Liverpool Football Club has a set of morals and principles, whether we sometimes blow out of proportion, whether we don't sometimes. Jurgen Klopp as a man has a set of principles. The players have a set of principles. Do you guys think it would be correct for players and managers to potentially take a stand and abort what is going on right now? So, Tobes, I'll come to you on that first.
Right now, no, I don't think they should. I still think UEFA and the ESL need to talk this through. I think all we've seen now is just the ESL's intentions for what they want to do. It's going to take a lot to get it done. They're trying to start next season, in August. Impossible for them to fight UEFA in that time frame and get this over the line and get themselves in a position where they can start in August. Impossible. So, like we said off air, UEFA and the ESL, they need to talk because the ESL aren't going away, and UEFA want to run a more sort of socialist competition where everyone get a share of the pie, which is fine, cool. Everyone should get a share of the pie. You should help some of the lower sides, etc., etc. But you cannot begrudge the bigger sides for wanting more money. You just have to look at it as a job. If I'm in an organization and I'm the guy that's bringing in all the clientele, why am I earning the same as someone else who's not really got as much pull as me, who's not really bringing in the same clientele as I am? The bigger clubs are, of course, entitled to want more money, but I feel like their greed is taking them to a point now where it's gone past that sort of line, that moral line that you were mentioning. And I think they just need to speak. So if I was a manager per se, I'd say like just sit tight for now and see how it plays out, because this announcement just means that there will be a discussion between the people at UEFA and the clubs that are signed up to be in the ESL. Like, it's not the be all and end all yet. Like, no definitive decision has been made yet. So until a definitive decision's made, I think they should just sit tight.
Fair enough. Matt, your thoughts on it?
If I'm being generally real, I think Toby's made a valid point. I think they need to speak about it first, because you see right now, yeah, everyone wants to be Johnny Big Bollocks, isn't it? I think UEFA willing to say that they're gonna, sanction these clubs, kick them out the competitions. They're gonna ban players from competitions. For me, I don't think that's gonna happen, because they need these clubs in these competitions, because it makes it more attractive. That's how they make money. It's how they get commercial, avenues through that. I think. Here's the thing. Listen, I'm gonna be real, yeah. With all these big clubs, all these top 6 clubs, yeah, it's all about greed. It's about how much can you make? How much do you think you want to make? And do you feel like because you're at a certain level, you should be making more? Okay, I understand that. But you've also got to take into consideration how you got there in the first place. Some of these owners only came yesterday, yeah? So you see, like, even your FSGs and your Sheikh Mansours and not Abramovich, so to speak, but even Arsenal's one, I can't remember, he's slipped my mind now. Yeah, Kroenke, yeah. It's not like they've been in the game for 20 years, These men had a plan from get-go. And I've always said this, yeah, when the Premier League started allowing all these billionaires, millionaires into the league.
Include Roman in there as well. Why did you exclude Roman?
Roman. Yeah, Roman as well. Sorry, yeah. No. I won't exclude him. I was just trying to think. But anyway, no, Roman's in there. Don't worry, bro. Roman's in there. But what I'm trying to say is this, though. All these millionaires and billionaires that are there, did they not think at one point, what's the end goal? Because what's happened is that all these like millionaires and billionaires have gone, do you know what? You see how much money we're worth? We could be making more money. And they've all sat down and gone, this is what we do. We alienate ourselves from everyone else. And what happens then is we get the main stake of the pie. For me, that's disrespectful, because you're going about all the ethics that have come before you. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But on the flip side, in life and in general, there's always going to be an evolution. We would all be I said this before we went on air. I said we'd all be naive here to sit here and think that this format was going to stay the same until our lifetime. It was always going to change. Yeah. But one thing I didn't expect is that for us to be in a pandemic and these men have just fast forward everything. So this might have been 10 years down the line. It might have been 15 years down the line. I don't know. But they've gone, we're in a pandemic. Do you know, we can just make sure that we don't have to go through this. All right, can't we just fast forward this plan right now and get this thing rolling? And it's caught everyone off guard. And that's why UEFA are going absolutely mad. And I can't blame them. Imagine, this is how UEFA make their money, bro. Without these teams, all these top teams around Europe in there, it's not going to be the same. The competition won't be the same. And imagine if these sanctions go through in regards to Liverpool, Arsenal, whatever, come out of the Premier League. The Premier League is going to then feel not the same. It's going to be tainted. It's going to be like, well, I don't know, Leicester won it when it was only West Ham challenging. Like it all goes, it just leaves a bad taste. So it's something, in my opinion, that they're going to have to sit down and think about long and hard and work alongside if that's what really they want to do. My worry is this, though. It's going so far that I'm hearing things like Liverpool have left the European committee, same as Arsenal, Chelsea, Spurs. They've all left. And you're all hearing things like, Once they've left, they can't come back. That's it. Like that's it now. You can't come back to Champions League. You've made your bed, now lie in it. That's my worry, is that who's gonna back down, because it's all about money, but it's about who blinks first, in my opinion.
Very good points. Back in the day, you could pass it back to a goalkeeper. Goalkeeper could pick it up with his hands, hold on to the ball, kick it out. We've seen football evolve from rugby into football, pretty much, where players can actually hold on to the ball and run with the ball in their hands. Are we sitting here and are we being salty because we as humans don't like change, and a change is about to come, and we're saying, well, you know what? What's wrong with this? This is fine. It's not broken. Are we being blind to this is what happens in life, whether we like it or not? There's an evolution. Things happen, and we have to deal with it. Joel, I'll come to you on that, Joel.
Yeah, my honest opinion is sometimes that does happen in life. Let's be honest with you. I remember when they were doing Qatar World Cup, bruv. I weren't on it, bruv. To be honest with you, I'm still not on it. Do you know what I mean? Qatar World Cup, like I'm not really. I'm gonna have to use that as a work holiday just because of where we're going. But I really don't want that, you know, if I'm to be honest with you. And a lot of it is because of change. I love football in the summer, you know, I'm coming from. Well, when I'm here anyway, when it's hot, you know. But sometimes at the same time, when you do, I didn't even like the new Champions League format that they had. You know, back in the day when United won it in '99, they had 2 group stages. And then it got reduced somehow, and I'm still not on that. You know what I mean? And that's because of change. I think that in football, things are not bad if there are things that are going to improve the situation. You know, sometimes it happens, sometimes we don't want it to happen, but it's cool. But when it's things that, what concerns me is that I've never heard the footballing world so against something in one voice. Like, I've heard more position when it comes to racism.
And I was going to mention that. So don't go too deep.
So glad
Don't go deep into that. I'm going to mention that.
I'm going to talk about that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've got that on my list. I've definitely got that on my list.
So glad you said that. You know, I've got some things about that.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that soon. But so I'm just surprised that, you know, if they're going to do it, they're going to do it, innit? Let's be real. But I'm just surprised that despite there being such a pushback, you know, from not just people that work in those companies or in those clubs, I'm talking about the whole world. And it's like they're on some One Nation New Order thing, bruv. Like, it's like the apocalypse of football, bruv. It's happening whether you like it or not. And that's what surprises me more than anything. So for me, it's not necessarily just a change. It's like, but I thought it was like a democracy. I thought we could say, no, you know what? We're not happy with this. We want to make changes here. But it looks like people are not really concerned, which for me is a massive surprise. You know?
Indeed. Anita, obviously I'm not going to put your age out there, but you are comfortably the youngest person on this panel right now. So, and again, not to put anyone else's age out there, but
I don't know about comfortably, but yeah.
It's real, Carl. Don't disrespect us like that. No, don't disrespect me like that.
No,
Because I've got a beard, yeah?
No, I mean,
leave it out. Leave it out, Carl.
But you would have seen less change than, say, for example, I'm just going to use me before you lot rush me. You would have seen less change in the game than I would have seen, for example.
Yeah.
How has this affected your outlook on football from sort of when you started supporting football to where it is now? And how do you think it will affect you going forward?
I take a different stance to most people. Some people think my stance is a bit controversial, which is fair, but I'm all for change. I like change. And I think, was it Anneli that came out speaking about Gen Z and how Gen Z find this style of type of football boring and things like that? And it's actually closer to home than people think. Like the younger generation, they do see this type of football like, oh, like for example, if Chelsea have to play Maribor in like the the group stages of the Champions League, they're thinking, oh, why do we have to watch this match? Like, why can't we see some real competition week in, week out? You know, like I've worked with younger kids and they've said things like that to me as well. And sometimes I think the same things, even when we go to like World Cup qualifiers and no one's happy seeing England play San Marino because we know it's going to be straight slappings. You know what I mean? Like, so for them to kind of bring this change and say, do you know what? Let's play the elites together on more of a more frequent basis. I kind of like the idea. It's the execution that's poor. The concept as a whole, I really do like it. I think if it's executed well, it could land well in especially the younger generation's minds as well. But at the same time, I think the execution around it and the threats UEFA's making and the threats that FIFA's making, it's all just piling up and coming into the way we're all viewing it. And obviously I am quite young in the football, but I haven't seen the changes that you guys have seen. So I would like to see this change and see where it takes football going forward. However, only if it's executed well. The way they're putting it out at the moment is a bit fugazi, especially with the threats that UEFA's making, especially with the threats FIFA's making. They need to come to a medium. I'm with you guys. They need to come to a medium and find out what works best for both parties. And they need to consult the fans, especially in what can work best for all of us.
Very well put.
You know, Cal, I just need to say something on that before I forget. Yeah.
Go on.
Even
Sorry,
though,
let me just say one thing quick, Drift. Guys in the comments, I say it all the time. Just be mindful of how you're speaking and talking.
Trust me.
As I said, take it like you would in real life. You wouldn't say these things to someone's face. Don't say it online. Mods, assemble. Deal with that, please. Or we will.
No, it's already dealt with. Someone already got dealt with.
Right, cool. Mods, assemble. Deal with that. Deal with that. All right.
Someone got done up quick.
Go on, Drift.
yeah, you know what? In a fantasy world, what Anita's saying, I totally understand that change is good and you know, like things need to evolve and whatnot. Like I do get that. But what my problem is that some things are better left alone, regardless of what the situation is. And fantasy also should kind of remain a fantasy. You know what I'm saying? Like let's just keep it real. Certain people might have a fantasy of doing something on public transport with a girl in the middle of the day. Best that stays a fantasy. Do you want to go jail? No. Just live it in that. Just keep it a fantasy and just let that keep you going. Don't ever execute it. You know what I'm saying? So for me, right now, these lot are doing a Pro Evo thing. I was talking with Matt earlier on when we used to have our pro nights back in the day. Well, like me and like 14 of my boys, including Matt, would all come together every Monday, which is quite ironic. We do the Monday show now. Every Monday at the back of my brethren's shop because he owned his own shop. And we'd do double up, so it'd be two teams. And we would always dip in the hat, who's your partner? So you didn't even know your partner was going to be that day. And then dip in the hat, what teams you get. And we'd pick all the best teams. Real Madrid, Barcelona, Liverpool, Man U, Chelsea. All the best teams would be in the hat. That is a fantasy world, though. We're just playing pro in the back of my brethren's shop. Just man them, chilling. And it was all cool, like Real Madrid versus Liverpool. But you know what I'm saying? It was a fantasy. It should stay a fantasy.
But do you know even though that fantasy that you're having is what like younger people are wanting to see. Like it may be a fantasy for us, like, or for you guys as well. It may be a fantasy at them times, but it's what the younger generation they want to see. And I'm not gonna lie, even me, part of me wants to see. I'm on the fence with this all. I'm not happy with the execution, but I do like the idea. But this is what the younger side of us, we want to see this happen. We don't want it to remain a fantasy. And there's nothing wrong in turning a fantasy into reality, in my opinion anyway. But like you said, if it doesn't need to be touched, it doesn't need to be touched, fair enough. But if there's an opportunity to have the ESL in the correct way, by the way, executed perfectly. I'm not talking about to the detriment of lower leagues and stuff like that. No, I don't agree with all of that. But if we can have the fantasy of the ESL functioning properly, functioning to fans, for the fans' benefit, and also have the Premier League, the Champions League as well, why not? You know, why not have the best?
But that's the thing. They can't run along. They can't run along each other though, because
they can't. That's what I'm saying.
ESL like that. Basically, the Champions League will become the medium.
Well, they don't want to come to money in the first place.
Just quickly. No. What Anita's saying, I get what she's saying, but the problem is that it can't happen because there's no medium ground. Because if these clubs want to play in one league, they can't play in the other, and it's all about what league are you in and And that's the thing. Like, there's no happy medium, and that's where at some point it's either going to be one or the other, because UEFA are looking at it simply the fact of this: if we don't have these clubs in our competition, we are done for. That's how they're looking at it, and that's why they are going mad. And,
the
even though
Champions League will now become the Europa League, bro. That's basically
sorry to cut you guys. I'm gonna bring in Terry, because we've obviously not spoken to a Man U fan. Terry, welcome to the show, bro. All right, so this is where I need to ask you a slightly different question, Terry. So Liverpool and Manchester United's history have been intertwined, not just with each other, but just in England, full stop. The two most successful English clubs. And they are the two teams that have come under the most criticism, because it seems as though they're the two teams that are leading this charge into the European Super League. Speaking to a Man United fan, how do you feel about how things have transpired over the last 24 hours? And do you think it's been handled correctly by the owners? And what effect do you think it will have on the clubs?
Yeah, it's putrid. The way it's been handled, the way... It's just the timing. As one example, the timing, the way it's been done. There's this feeling of there's football matches tonight that nobody suddenly cares about. Liverpool are chasing a top 4 finish, and fans don't care about the game anymore. Chelsea fans should be basking in the glory of beating Man City and being in their first ever competitive game in the Champions League against Real Madrid. That just feels like it's tarnished right now. Like it doesn't. On Friday, reports have come out this afternoon that they may be getting kicked out of that competition along with Man United and Arsenal from the Europa. The way Man United have handled it, I'm not surprised. I've been talking about this, you know, back in the UFF days, sitting in the studio in Northwest. Like, I tell everyone, the Glazers are the biggest problem at Manchester United. They care nothing about football. They only care about making money. And I continually got told, no, it's the manager's fault. You're talking nonsense. They buy players. They're not bad owners. I told everyone what they were about, and we've seen it now come to fruition in terms of what they're trying to do. And I agree with Anita to a large extent with some things she says around, I think this element here that's a big power play that's going on. I understand it from each individual club from a business and a financial standpoint, why they want to do this. And the idea of a Super League, there are elements of it that I think could be quite good. Like there's some parts of it I think could work if the format's right. But the lack of competitiveness, creating this one size fits all closed shop approach where it's, you know, we'll give a few little golden tickets out every year for a few teams to join us, but it's for us and us alone to sit in this league and earn all the money and have the financial monopoly domestically. There's something that doesn't sit right with me about that. People should have the opportunity to grow and develop their clubs. I look at what Leicester are doing over the last 5-6 years. Wolves are doing, you know, what West Ham are doing this year. It's when you remove your rivalry, it's quite beautiful to see the romance of the game is there. I mean, even look at Tottenham. Tottenham's growth in the last 5, 6, 7 years is, you know, my dad's a lifelong Spurs fan. I've loved that. The day he got into the Champions League final, he was in tears. More clubs should have the opportunity to do that. And I feel like they're being curtailed. I feel like they're being told no. And it's going to be almost impossible if this goes through in the way in which it's been presented to us already. And we don't know all the facts yet. We haven't seen the proposals. There's talk now of this £10 billion fund that's going to be put in for 3 years, which is $6 billion more than what UEFA currently do. It's 3 years, though. The clubs have signed a 23-year agreement for this new style tournament. So I want to know where, you know, are they putting in an additional £73 billion to cover those next amount of years for the small clubs and grassroots? It's just something about it's irking me, if that makes sense. And as a Man United fan, am I going to turn my back on my club? I can't say that I will, because I love my club deeply. But it leaves a really sour taste in my mouth, because I want to be the best because we earned it and we're up there and we have to fight to stay at the top. I don't want it to kind of be a prerequisite that we get to be at the top just because of what we've done in the past. Because
Terry, sorry to interrupt you, Terry, yeah? And I hear you. I think you got bare love as a Man United fan. You do what you do. It's allowed you to do your career. But the bottom line is, yeah, it doesn't really matter, even this discussion, because we're all going to watch it. You're going to watch it. You know what I mean? I'm going to fly out there. You're going to be streaming. We're going to be doing it. I'm not saying it's wrong, it's right because of that, but it's kind of like they've got us like this.
They do. No, mate, I agree with you on that. Like, I'm just telling you how it's made me feel. In terms of what I do in reality, I'm not. I try my best, and I'm human, so I make mistakes to be a virtue signaler. So I'm not gonna. Last night I was ranting and raving, and by halfway through the stream, I was like, you know what? But halfway through the stream, I was like, actually, I I don't know if I will. I think I will. You calm down a little bit and whatnot. Do you know what I mean? I say mad things to my kids when I'm angry. I don't really mean. That's just the way life is. And I think that it's just horrible. There's a part of me that don't like it. But as you say, when it actually kicks off and it moves, I'm sure there were people that thought the Premier League was going to kill football. I'm sure there were people that thought the top 4 going into the Champions League would kill football. And it hasn't done that. So let's see what actually happens. But all I really want to see is the lower levels of the game protected, because I think
that's important.
Because it isn't just part of England; it's across Europe. Like Britain, the football is a cultural thing in so many of these countries that are entering into this. And if it gets destroyed at that level, it can damage towns, it can damage businesses, it can damage livelihoods, what families do together. And I think that needs to be protected.
You know what? So I'm so sorry to add. I'm going to go soon, innit? So I'm just trying to get.
No, Joe, do you think, man?
Do you know what? Do you know what makes me laugh, guys? Yeah, is when we have this conversation, I'm hearing that the new style of picking players might be through a draft system, like in America. I'm hearing that. You know what I mean? Now, to be really honest with you, this is going completely off, but I just want to put this out there. And I can't believe I haven't done this on other platforms, I believe that the system that that is built in the UK is actually rubbish. So I think that the draft system, right, if it was done for UK Premier League, would be good. I don't know what it would be like for Europe. I'm talking about Premier League would be good, because if you think of it, we all go to school, and then how do you become a professional footballer? You hope to get scouted, right? You could be very talented, right? But you could play somewhere where the scouts just don't really reach. People go, if you're that good, you're gonna. No, there's people slipping underneath the nets. The good thing about the American draft system, I ain't been chilling with the Americans. I'm just saying, is that everybody goes to school unless you get kicked out. Yeah. So they don't miss the system. It's not like here where if you're good at football but you don't play for a team or you dropped out, you're not. No, over there you're going to be in the system, and it's taken through high school, college, blah blah blah. So there's no dropouts. I don't know what it would be like in this European way, but the draft also isn't all bad. But I'm wondering what that means for grassroots football, how they're going to do it. It's all mad.
It is a tough one. What we don't have in this country, and I don't know about Europe, but in this country, we don't have the university structure to do it. I mean, I've been to the States. I spent time a few years ago at Penn State. They built a whole city just for a university. We don't have where do you put these academies? Who pays for them? Who runs them? Where do they play? There'd be a lot to sort out. I think in Magic one time, I think the draft system's quite good. It enables the worst teams to be able to get the best picks of the new talent coming through and keep things fair. But I don't know. Agents making money. Are they going to go? I don't know. It's a tough one. It's a real tough one.
Matt, you watch basketball, so you probably know more about this. But ain't there that whole thing where, like, say for example, Mbappe, he was the new 18-year-old kid on the block. He's going to be in the draft. Liverpool could just deliberately be shit all year and get Mbappe.
Yeah,
that's basically cheating, because don't they do that in the NBA?
Yeah, you can tank. So, like, say that team kind of know that there's a player on the come out, they would just tank for the season, and then they get put in that lottery. And then obviously, depending on where you finish, depends on how high you are in the draft. And I don't like that idea. I get where Joe's coming from in terms of people like being recognized and not slipping through the cracks, because that way, obviously, there's players that are obviously great players, maybe even now, but they haven't been seen. They didn't get the right education. And, they haven't had that opportunity where if you had that scholarship, so to speak, like if you're in America.
Ian Wright is a great example. He didn't bust till he was 21 because people kept rejecting him, even though he had talent.
Even Jamie Vardy plays like that. But one thing I was saying,
they get an education.
That's what I'm saying, the scholarship thing. But the problem is that if you're going to go down that route, if you watch the NBA now, there's so many faults in the NBA now when it comes to player power. Like agencies that theoretically run the NBA, it gets very, very technical, and you have to be careful not to go too far in. So I understand where Joe's coming from in terms of
I hear
what it means for the individual, but for the overall outlook, I don't know if that's the right way to go, because again, it's like you don't know where that's going to lead, and I do feel like that's not a great route if you look at where the NBA is now.
Where would the academies sit? Because if you look at Lyon as an example, Lyon's whole business model is to develop great kids and sell them for a profit. That's how they make their money. That's how they are sustained.
Ajax as well.
But Ajax do the same. So you'd have to take that away from them to make it centralized. So who then pays Ajax? who makes Ajax their money now? Because Man United ain't giving it to them. Do you know what I mean? There isn't enough. So that's where it becomes really difficult. It's undoing a system that's 130, 140 years old. It's so difficult and whatnot. Do you know what I think? If there was an opportunity here for teams to get into this, so coefficient points, or whatever it may be, to say that if you struggle in it for 3 or 4 years and you've got a lesser that have been killing it, they can jump into it. And I want to be able to lose my place in this because it makes it exciting to be in it. It makes it mean something. And there are some little changes they could make to this. I think would get a lot more people on side. Definitely. And then just make sure they're protecting the origins of the sport in all these countries. And I think people could buy into it. It's just the way it's been so slapdash and hit everyone. And you heard Thomas Tuchel say, I only heard about it yesterday afternoon. And things like that. I guarantee you Klopp didn't know until yesterday. Ollie, they probably didn't bother to tell Jose because
Fabrizio must have tweeted something about, or someone tweeted about players didn't even know until yesterday. They were asking Fabrizio about what the whole thing was about. Imagine that. So the clubs never even explained anything. They were actually asking Fabrizio, what's the latest? What's going on? Imagine that. They were asking him personally. Like, come on. And I get it.
Basically, you came home from school and you saw the sold sign, and there wasn't even a for sale sign before when you left for school. And you're like, wait, hold on, what? And you go inside and your mum and dad are like, yeah, we're moving to France.
You say Ozark, what? Ozark.
Now, when I left this morning, we were just going Sainsbury's when I got home. Now we're going Paris. What?
No, but you know what it is, though? One thing, I'm going to play not the bad guy, but I'm going to flip it onto the other side. When you're the employer, do you ask your employees what you think is best, how to run your business? You don't.
Depends on the business.
No. Okay, it does depend, but more times than not, I say more times than not, they go ahead and go and do it. They might consult you. They might have that little kind of talk where they might say, I don't know, 3 years ago, you see Super League, would you be interested? It might be that odd conversation in the office, but you see right now, that real conversation was never heard. Just like how it is in, dare I say, in a normal workplace where you might find out something's happened and you're like, right, I didn't even know that was going on. And that's why I don't agree with it, but I understand why the players were just eradicated, because it's bad mind and it shouldn't happen, but it's, dare I say, it's a part of life, and I don't like it.
I'm gonna slightly switch the combo around.
It's like the NBA. When they be trading players and people then they wake up one day like, oh, what? Swear down, I'm going over there.
I've been traded. Bro, man, just been traded out of nowhere. I was sleeping.
The players, whether we like it or not, and we think, this man's sick because he's got bare followers and that, to Josh Kroenke, Aubameyang is his employee. One of the guys over there somewhere. You know what I mean? Then he turns around and he focuses on the American football team, and he's got employees there as well. And that's what it is.
Yeah, they don't care.
I'm gonna switch the conversation a little bit. So, Toad, I'm gonna come to you on this one. And again, I'm not doing this to try and shade you, but there's a method to my madness here. If Harry Kane were to leave at the end of the season, would you begrudge him the move?
No.
And why would you not begrudge him the move?
Because he's above the level we're at now. He served us well. He's played out of his skin for like 5-6 years. He's done everything in his power to try and raise and elevate this club. So I would not begrudge him for leaving. If the right offer comes in, let him go.
All right. So the reason I asked that, and again, I want people in the chat and you guys to know.
Is there a more honest fan than Toby? I'm not gonna lie. I rate it. I rate it. I can't even front. I rate it.
Through and through.
There's a reason why Toby's on here.
That is real. From first conversation before we even went on there, I said, man,
recruit the best. There's a reason Toby's on there. We look to recruit the best. Huh?
Did you say why am I clapping?
No. There's a reason why he's on there.
Yeah. He's gonna kill me after this call, you know that? He's gonna kill me.
Whatever, man. Whatever.
So no, the reason I asked Toby those is because Toby summed that up very well. And again, I want people to understand I'm not on the side of this, but I'm asking questions just to try and get a feel and try and just be devil's advocate as I always do here. So the reasons you want Harry Kane to leave are quite honest, right? Could you not argue and say the big six, whether they're in the top six or not, the big six are arguably the ones carrying the torch for the Premier League? When you go across the world, they're the six that the world talks about. They're the six that everyone wants to see. The biggest game in football in England is Liverpool versus Man United. Then you've got Chelsea versus City and all the other fixtures that combine. North London derby. Is it not a case of they're probably looking at this and thinking, you know, we're carrying the league. Why should we keep on carrying the league? Why shouldn't we go and get ours now? Why shouldn't we go and we're being offered all this money, all this luxury because of all the hard work we put in over the years? Why should we not take it?
No, you're right. They honestly, they're well within their rights to think this. We spoke about it already. Like, they are the big hitters. They're the ones that are driving most of the revenue. If they were to leave the Premier League, the appeal goes down dramatically for sure. But I think the one thing which, as far as I'm aware, most people love about the league, in addition to the main teams, is the competitiveness. Like, the Premier League is known, like, renowned for being like, that's what they call it, one of the toughest leagues in the world, because like literally anyone can beat anyone, and you've seen it in evidence this season. Yeah, sometimes the team at the top are have a gap on the rest, and like some of the bigger sides have not really hit their normal levels in recent years. But it's a competitive league, and we love it for that, because you can literally see like a David v. Goliath story, whether it's winning the league title, whether it's finishing in the Champions League, whether it's avoiding relegation, etc., etc. You have like Sean Dyche, who's got like a 70% championship level squad, and he's working miracles to keep this team in the league every year. So all of this stuff adds to the league. Do you get what I'm saying? And I feel like if this Super League comes in, like Terry was saying, the competitiveness for some of these big sides, it just goes down dramatically. Like, you can look at it, to be fair, you can look at it another way. You can look at it as, we got 6 teams now who are going to have more of an advantage over the rest, and they can compete for the league title, etc., etc. But let's be real, 6 teams can't win the league. Only 1 team can win the league. The others are going to play catch up, etc., etc. When the others start to fall away and they say, okay, we're not going to win the league, we don't really have anything to play for this season, do we? Like, we're still gonna be in the Premier European competition. We're still gonna get our cash. So from a player's point of view, probably thinking like, what do we have to play for? Like, it's whatever, man. Do you get what I'm saying? So these are the aspects that I hate. Like, honestly, I don't think the concept is a bad concept at all. Excluding the whole relegation and excluding the whole relegation and promotion thing, I don't think the concept is a bad idea. I don't think creating a league with less sides, and no disrespect to some of the smaller sides, including us, because including us, but you want the better sides in it. You want to be watching the best sides in Europe go head to head. You don't want to have to watch games where you already know the score. You already know the score from before a ball's been kicked. And I guess you could probably make that point for some of the teams that are in the Super League now, but still, you get my point. Like, an elite competition for the champions, etc., etc. Like, that's what you want. So we've spoken about it already. Like, someone from the ESL, someone from the UEFA, they need to talk and they need to try and make this work, because the same way we're up in arms around the European Super League format, I don't like the Champions League format. I don't like the fact that UEFA are introducing this random conference league next year that's going to have ridiculous teams that no one's going to tune in to watch. Like, I don't like some of the changes that UEFA are making. So the big teams want more money. Yeah, the big teams want more money. We fans want a better product, because we're paying fans. We want to see a better product, and UEFA want a better sort of footballing ecosystem where everyone from the top down get a piece of the pie. So surely they have to sit down and talk about this and make something work.
Hey, Toby, I heard as well, correct me if I'm wrong, anyone actually, that you see that with the new format, I don't know if it's the current format, if let's just say Anderlecht win the Belgium league, they still wouldn't. They would still have to go. They still have to go through Champions League qualification.
Yeah, it's like that with Celtic as well when they usually win it.
So rude, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is where the money argument has wound me up. There's this element of UEFA have made decisions over the last 15 years that takes more money away from Ajaxes and Celtics and these leagues by making them go through 2 or 3 qualifying rounds, not giving them the same level of purse as the bigger clubs. So this isn't the first time I've got no sympathy if UEFA collapses. I don't care about UEFA or FIFA in any of this because, you know, as DT said on my show earlier today, like they got a response out to this within like 15 minutes, but it took them 3 weeks to respond to a player being racially abused. Like
Terry, thank you.
It's absolutely right. And for me, like I've got no love lost with them. All I really care about is maybe twerking the system and protecting grassroots level of football and the businesses that surround these local communities across all these countries. If we do those things, I'll be happy. I think I will. Like they're the bits I care about right now. Even the TV companies. I'm not going to name them because I know people here work for certain people and do stuff. But like you tried making us pay pay-per-view a few weeks ago. Now you're all about the fans and about the love of the game.
That's what I'm saying. It's capitalism versus capitalism. Like
Fully agree.
You've got clubs who know they have the power and they're flexing their muscles versus corruptions who have had the power and have had things their way for years and years and years. So it's a standoff really, and it's just a case of who wins. Hopefully,
basically, it's an alcoholic trying to tell a drug addict to stop cussing the gambler. Like, who really is the worst one? Do you get what I'm saying?
Where do you come up with these, bro?
I don't know. They're just in my head, bro.
You ain't lying.
No,
and here's the wickedest thing that I think people ain't understanding, yeah? It's about prestige. So you see all of this, like, we want to see the best play the best. I'm sorry, but not when it doesn't actually, when it's not in the tournament that matters. You see this new tournament, they made the UEFA Nations League in international football. They took away the UEFA Cup and made it the Europa League. And all of a sudden, no one gave a shit about it because it's different, it's new. Who cares about that Nations League thing? I saw Holland playing Croatia. That's a big game.
Money, though,
no one cares.
But it's money because it's how the clubs treat things. So when the UEFA League become the Europa League, they cut the money by ridiculous levels. If there was more money in the Europa League, if you won 80 million quid for winning the Europa League, do you know how much more people would care about it? And if the clubs care, play stronger teams and hype it up, the fans care more about it. I think it's about money. And that's maybe decisions come down to money at the end of the day. The more money, you know, the FA Cup used to be a real good money earner for clubs, getting £5-6 million for winning it. That's pittance now for what the clubs earn. Like the Premier League's irony, the Premier League's money helped to kill the FA Cup. And now they're crying that a bigger tournament is going to kill them. That's why I'm not listening to any of them fools. All I care about is protecting grassroots, local businesses, and that the format's quite fun and enjoyable. And silly things like ticket prices. They start putting ticket prices up to like a Beyonce concert. That'd be ridiculous.
Yeah, what's going to be the ticket prices now? For these people who work hard.
No idea.
Bro, I don't even know.
It's not even just ticket prices. It's the fact that you play 18 games in group stage, half at home, half away. So the away games, let's say obviously you take out some of the cities that you're close to. Let's say you have to travel to 5-6 cities. That's an additional expense on the match going fan. Then you have the quarterfinals, 2-leg affair. Then you have then you have a final.
How can I catch flights, no feelings when I'm feeling away about what I'm paying for? Ow, Anita, you tell me. That's the hashtag out here.
And you know the maddest thing with the Super League thing, yeah. You think they don't think that they won't be like, do you know what? And this will be their spin on it. There's fans all around the world that support Arsenal, support Liverpool, support Man United, but they never get to go. So do you know what? Liverpool versus Man U in this special tournament won't be at Old Trafford or Anfield. It'll be in Las Vegas. It will be in Washington. And you'd be like, hold on, what? And then you got a season ticket.
But they tried to do this before. They tried to do this before.
It will die. And do you know why it will die, right? The unique sound that diehard fans make is the selling point for these tournaments. One of the reasons the money fell out of Serie A in the 90s is because the country was going through economic crisis and they stopped going to football because feeding your kids is more important. As soon as the atmosphere left, the TV companies left and the money left, and it all fell apart. It's just a knock-on effect. If we're watching a game in Las Vegas, and no disrespect to American fans, if they're like, let's go United, let's go, that is going to kill it. That'll be the atmosphere. Have you ever listened to American fans cheer on sport?
Yes.
It's awful. It's awful. Sorry, American viewers, but it is. It don't sound right. It's trash.
No, it's true. Very true. I mean, it's going to be interesting. We go from here. I mean, so shout out to Lakers 91. He said, Klopp's obviously speaking before the game between Liverpool and Leeds, whatever that game means now. My opinion has not changed. The players and I were not involved at all in the decision. Right. This comes back to us now as fans. And Joel, you alluded to this earlier. Everyone says football's about the fans. Football's about the fans. I gotta be honest. I disagree with that. Not because I want to, because it's facts. Football's not about the fans. Football is thriving because of fans. Now, we've seen that this season, teams and footballs continued with no fans in stadiums, etc. It can happen. What can we do as fans anymore to take control back, or some sort of control, or have some sort of input into our clubs that we pump money into, that we speak about, we've got channels about, that we dedicate time, emotion, and everything? Is it now done? Do we just kind of have to shut up and take it on the chin? Is there anything we can actually do? Matt, I'll come to you on that one.
I didn't hear the last of that. Sorry, bro.
Is there anything we can even do anymore? Can we do anything as fans anymore?
You'd like to think so, but at the same time, do you know what it is? Yeah, this is completely different from the whole furlough situation where, we kind of righted or had a voice against our clubs in terms of them furloughing staff, and some clubs like obviously reversed their decisions. This is completely different. This is all about money. This is all about greed. This is all about what they want. And unfortunately, in my opinion, the way how it looks right now, I don't think it really matters how much pressure we try and apply to our owners of our football clubs. This decision has been made. Let me put it to you like this, yeah? We're in a pandemic, right? They've decided right now to make this decision. This was strategic. They didn't make this decision on the last minute. They have been speaking about this for 10 plus years. They always knew when they were going to do it. They were waiting for the right time. And in their opinion, for whatever reason, this is the right time. But obviously for literally all of us probably sitting here, this is probably the worst time you could ever do it. We're talking about a time when the world is in a global pandemic, not just football, the world. You've gone and sat there and gone, do you know what? We need to make sure that we're all right, If we just safeguard ourselves, this is the best way to do it. That's wrong, because you're taking all ethos, all history from all the clubs that are putting their hard and listen, Liverpool, it's a working man's club. Man United, look where it started from. All these clubs, look where they started from. They all started from somewhere, grassroots, yeah? One man had this vision, had this idea. I'm pretty sure the man that had that vision and had that idea wasn't thinking about this now. And I get it, things change in life. It's called evolution, it's called revolution. And I've always said this, things will change in life. But I just didn't think it would be now, in my personal opinion. As I said before, the way they fast-tracked it and the way how they've done it, I just feel like they've caught everybody off guard. Me personally, I didn't see this coming in the next, dare I say it, 5 years. Maybe over 5 to 10 years. I didn't see it. And I just think they're just trying to milk their opportunity. That's how they see it, in my opinion.
Carl, you said that there's no fans in the stadium has worked for a year, so technically it can work without the fans. But if we weren't watching at home, that wouldn't be working, bro.
No,
so
I hear you.
If the fans stop paying the TV company, how are they going to pay the club?
It will never happen, no, Drift.
I
hate to.
Fans will never
No, but that is how you can affect it as a fan.
It is,
Everybody actually did.
You're going to watch football. Like, what are you going to do? You're just not going to watch football.
Yeah. They're always.
I'm not saying. I'm saying that's how you do.
You're right. No one will. People always talk a good talk, but are people actually gonna stand up and do something? The answer is no, not enough.
Because they want to see it.
Exactly.
Are you not gonna watch Liverpool like when they're on? Because here's the thing: whether we're on Amazon, whether on whatever channel, yeah, are people actually going to sit there and go, oh, I'm just not watching that Super League. I'm not watching my team. Bro, they're going to subscribe. They're going to get everything so they can carry on watching their team.
I got
they don't want to miss out.
To go to the San Siro. Yeah, 2 plane tickets. We got to go cover this game. You know what I mean? It's going to be good for Kop-Ish. It's going to be good for me. It's going to be good for you as a fan. Good time, Super League. Are you coming, yes or no?
I'll answer that question for Drifty with this.
No. Message, like location.
Are you?
That's the answer.
Be real.
Yeah, of course.
You're coming, right?
Of course he is.
Hey, Terry, I'll see you there as well, yeah?
But that is how we do it, though.
Right, cool.
That is how we do it. You said, how do you do it? That is how you do it.
Right, it's not feelings. You know it. That's
no, listen, 110%, and yeah, no one can deny that. Like I was living in Manchester when the first protest against the Glazers started, and kind of got roped into going to this thing, and I thought it was going to be this. I was like, yeah, it'd be amazing. There was like 15 people there, and I was like, yeah, this ain't for me. Do you know what I mean? Just no one cares. No one cares enough. Like even match-going fans saying they won't go. For some people, a morning, a bit of breakfast with their friends, an afternoon in the pub, and then watching Man United play. They're not going to give that up to try and get the Glazers out. That's more important to them. That social element is more important than the Glazers leaving the football club, and they don't want to admit it, but it's the truth. Cold hard facts.
It's the way of life, isn't it? That's what it is. It's a way of life. It's simple as that. To a real football fan, you sleep, eat, think, drink, dream football about 50% of your week. Honestly, for me, it's even more than that. Yeah, call me sad all you want.
No, but that's why you're not.
I think about Liverpool at least 4 or 5 hours a day. If you add it all up, I'm not even.
That's why you're watching them. That's why you're watching. So even though we all sit here and say it's wrong, you're still gonna. And here's the thing: these owners are banking on that. These owners know that because this football is deep rooted within us. They kind of know. They kind of know whatever they do, we're still gonna follow them.
Exactly.
You get what I'm trying to say?
Man can say, "Oh yeah, this person's a sellout." No, because at the end of the day, you're not going to sit at home putting on Emmerdale or flipping, do you know what I mean, whatever else is on, instead of watching the game that you love when there's a big game going on. Piss off, man. Like, don't come to me with all that rubbish.
Even tonight,
technically, Emmerdale comes on before the games, but...
Yeah. No, you know what? We got... let me make some... Yeah, go on.
You watch that? You watch Emmerdale? Come on, man.
No, I'm just saying for our other subscribers and now, obviously, just integrating in that, innit?
Tonight, though, right? What's the game? Game's kicking off in half an hour's time. Loads of Liverpool fans all day. I'm not even going to watch. I'm not even bothered. It's going to kick off, and they're going to be like, I'm going to put the game on, I think. I want to make sure you're going to be hearing. Do you know what I mean? First bad tackle goes in from a Leeds player. You're back. I saw it this afternoon, right? Thomas Tuchel said that he trusts Chelsea have made the right decision. We put out a tweet that alluded to that. For me, that's backing the decision. If you trust someone's decision, it means you're supportive of it. That's literally what trust means. Straight away, Chelsea fans are, no, he didn't say that. He didn't say 100% agreed. They're fighting Tuchel's corner. And I'm like, I thought football was dead. Like straight away, Chelsea fans. Is a few games, a few bad decisions, and another controversy to happen, like VAR, and everyone will move away from it again. Like it will be over before you know it as well. Yeah. Whatever the decision is, it's just the way people are fickle.
Very true.
Cal, just quickly, we've got live footage of FSG right now. Man, it's peak, bro. It's peak. Them and laughing.
Boy. Toby, Terry, Joel, and Nita, we are going to let you guys go because we've got a game tonight. Yay!
Do we?
So we obviously got to discuss that. Toby, before we let you go, tell the people where they can find you and how they can support you, bro.
Yeah, tap in Tobes on all socials, YouTube channel, Instagram, Twitter. Yeah, that's it for now. Just follow me there or subscribe to my channel there. And that's it.
And it's a Kop-Ish debut today as well, so big up for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me. This was really good.
Yeah, no, definitely, bro. Definitely.
Thanks.
Definitely, man.
Saying that you were one of the realest guys. Now go and show it, go and support him, people.
For real.
I need to bounce. See you later. Bye.
Big up, man.
Take it easy, my bro. Take it easy, bro.
Am I frozen?
Yeah, you're freezing a bit. Until you come back, I'll kind of take over. And yeah, just let people know as well where they can find you.
My internet.
Yeah. I told you, JW Henry don't mess them. Listen, they don't mess about, you know. They don't mess about. And yeah, let the people know where they can find you as well.
You can find me. My art is here. Or somewhere there. At FLWN_. You can find me on Gold Diggers UK, especially for the women. And you can find me on the Football Terrace, where I host the Chelsea show as well.
Big up. Definitely. And Joe as well. Where do people can find you, my bro?
Find me on IG on Joe Bear 1. Lots of great content, and you know I love talking to the fans as well. I like having honest chats on there, so hit me up on there, no problem. Also catch me on 5 YouTube channel where I'm doing stuff behind the scenes and front of the scenes. I've got a show with Rio Ferdinand and Stephen Housen. It's flipping sick. A new episode out after you guys finish here, of course. And yeah, big ups to you guys, man. I'll see you in Europe.
Definitely. Oh, Joe, quickly, before you go, haven't you got a big announcement as well? I think football writers or something. Yeah. Just let the people know quickly.
Thank you. I'm this year's
little starting in that.
Yeah.
I'm this year's official interviewer for the Football Writers Awards. Now, it's a big award. Henderson won it last year. I had the chance to interview Raheem Sterling in 2019. I'm probably going to be interviewing someone this year. Maybe it's going to be a Man City. I don't know who it is, but I would think it will be a Man City player in it because their players have been really good this year. So whoever it is, we'll see it. But yeah, thank you for your support.
Big up, bro. And Terry as well. You, my bro, where can people find you, my guy?
Yeah, I best say when it comes to Joel, you can find Joel everywhere at the minute. Man's
killing Joel's everywhere. He's everywhere.
Listerine adverts, everything, mate, killing it. Yeah, myself, everyone knows Football Terrace. Come check me out over there. Stream 2, 3 times, 4 times a day, covering multiple things, mainly the top 6 plus 1, etc. So yeah, make sure you come over there and check it out. Very much appreciated.
Blessed for coming on, you lot, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
We're gonna have more discussions about this in the future anyway.
100%. This ain't the end. This is just the beginning, in my opinion, guys. This is just this is just the first power play from everybody. The first power play. There's gonna be so much in the next coming days, coming weeks. So stay tuned, people. Stay tuned to everyone's socials and find out everyone's gonna be, because you're gonna find a lot more discussions between us and this panel. I'm telling you from now. So, and I think we got Cal back.
I just wanted to say, Matt, I just wanted to say, the camera is there. Listen, there's going to be a big bidding. There's going to be a big, massive thing now. It's going to be who's going to be the first European Super YouTube channel. It's all happening, bro. I'm already ahead of you. If you're thinking about, I'm already there. I'm already signing the team.
Take it easy. Cal. Cal, you back?
Yeah. Am I back all right now?
I think so.
Tell me.
You're just about back. You're just about back.
Bless up for coming on, bro.
Thank you, my guy. Terry, enough love, my brother.
Yeah, we lost you for a little bit there, bro.
Am I back now, yeah?
You're kind of...
Not really.
John Henry was just, hey, hi, is this Virgin Media? Yeah, they talking about us on that Kopish again. You going...
They're talking about us again.
What's the guy with the braid? Our money. Talking about our money. He got new hair done and everything. He got money and hit back. But he told is that you? Cut him off now. We don't want look, bro. What? Cause he got braids now. He could cut him off. Yeah, cut him off. Now, there we go. That's better. Mess up that show. They go sabotage us. We go sabotage it. ESL, baby. Woo!
I said ESL, baby. Whoa! Bro, I think you're back now. You're fully back now. You're fully back. You're fully back now, I think. Kinda. You're a little bit behind, but we can still hear you.
All right,
you're still there though.
Okay.
Cal,
what I'm gonna do then, I'm gonna read out the super chats and then obviously we'll talk about the Leeds game.
Yeah.
No, he's gone again. And do you want to know something? That has left us in a big stinker because
No. Cal's got all the super chats. Cal,
right,
sort that out. We got a fresh one coming through from Promo. Big up yourself. Now that everyone's gone, let's address the elephant in the room. Cal's hair looks fresh.
Yeah, of course, bro. Of course, man.
Does it.
Fresh, baby. That's what we're talking about. Do you know what, guys? Can someone put in the starting lineup as well for the game, because excuse me, I can't see it right now.
Let me try and get
if you bring it up and then we can talk about it, still, because I haven't even seen the starting lineup. But people, I don't know what our starting lineup saying, but from what I've seen, a couple of people in the chat, I'm seeing things like Salah drop, Naby starting, Fabinho at centre back. Am I right in that? Like, what's going on? And I'm also hearing things as well about Klopp talking about he wasn't. Salah's on the bench. Fab for Phillips and Thiago in midfield, and Salah dropped. No, do you know what? Tyler Jones, are you joking about Adrian in goal? I know you're joking, then. So the midfield, go on, Drift. Send me the line. Hit me with the lineup. Okay.
Alisson in goal. Robertson, Kabak, Fabinho, and Trent.
Hold on, Robertson, Kabak, Fabinho,
and Trent. Yeah, apparently
Nat is injured.
Phillips has got an injury. Yeah,
okay.
Injury. Thiago, Gini, and Milner in midfield, and Mane, Firmino, and Jota up front.
Salah is dropped.
Yeah, Leeds team has no Rafinha in it. I know we obviously speculated that could be the case.
Yeah,
but it's real. There's no Rafinha in the Leeds game. On the bench is Naby, Mo, Adrian, Ox, Tsimikas, Shaqiri, Ben Davis.
The hologram. Hologram's got batteries.
And both the Williams. And
Nico and Reece.
Rafinha didn't even make the Leeds bench, so he's proper injured.
So he's out. He's out.
Yeah. He's proper out. He didn't even. But they've got a cock on the bench. They've got a cock on the bench.
Oh, that brother there.
I bet.
Boy. We can hear you, Cal, but you're freezing a lot, though, Cal. You're frozen.
Cal's got that 2016-17 Lukaku hairline, though.
Cal, can you hear us?
Talking about Cal's hair. Cal, you are moving like FSG right now, bro.
No, internet. It's clearly internet issue.
Am I back?
Yeah, I can hear you, but connection-wise, you're moving like mad slow, bro.
Yeah, Liverpool players got booed by Leeds, apparently, Tahir says.
What?
I don't know. Look, the Leeds players or Leeds fans? What?
It's gotta be fans. Can't be players.
Yeah. Surely it wasn't the players.
No, do you know what? I think people are chatting because Leeds wearing what? Hold on. What did I see? That Leeds wearing Champions League earn-it shirt.
Any luck now?
Really?
Am I back now?
We can hear you, Cal.
Nah, G. Do you know what? Maybe it'll be better if you just remove.
No. He's back. Hold on, Cal.
Cal, can you actually hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I can hear and see everything.
Cal, can you?
You know what, brother? I'll say remove your visual, and then it won't be a problem. But while we can see you, you look.
Yeah. I would just say talk. Yeah. Right, Cal, can you hear us?
That's fine.
I think he's still behind though.
Even.
You know, people, there's only one thing I can put on right now.
I can hear you guys. How is it now?
Can you hear us?
Nah, bro.
He's definitely behind.
Yeah, you're complete. You're completely gone.
Alright, people, sorry about the technical difficulties.
Yeah, and apologies as well, because Cal was just about to
the Virgin, babe. And they can't even get the flip.
Say that again, bro.
No. I don't think he realized. Let me mute him.
Do you know what? While we're just waiting for Cal to
Cal, I've just muted you. Are you muted, Cal? No, because he's talking. But I've muted him.
No, while
him.
we're trying to wait for Cal to sort out his thing, we got another special guest that we can bring in real quick. Man like Lee Chappie in the building. What's going on, bro?
Yes, Lee. What's going on, my bro?
I've been trying to get on for about the last half hour, but my phone will not let me do it on my phone. So I've booted my PC up, and here I am on the setup again. How are you boys? All right?
Yeah, not too bad, bro. Not too bad. Other than the potential death of football, I mean, it's a small matter of that, really, isn't it? But
even I didn't sleep very much last night. I'll be honest with you. I know we're not in the part of this Super League stuff, but it still affects me as well.
No, of course it does.
That's what I was going to say, bro. So just quickly before obviously we go off to watch the game, from a non-involved point of view, like what do you think of it, bro?
Oh, it's awful. From literally the lowest part of football, the grassroots level, where my son goes to play for his local side around the corner at Glenfield Town, all the way up to the top, it affects everything. It's completely everything. Because that little kid, my son who goes round the corner to play, he wants to be up there with those teams. He wants to be that level. So that's the dream. You know, the pyramid of football is to go up in tiers. That's the pyramid. That's broken.
Yeah.
That whole cycle is dead, dusted, on merit, and it's dead. That's all dead. It's all about this.
I mean, from a point of view, like, cause what's funny is looking at, like, I know this is going to sound a bit weird, but you will be the best team in the Premier League if this happens.
don't admit it.
No. Let's keep it a $150. You're already better than Arsenal. You're already better than Liverpool, and you're already better than Tottenham as it stands right now, and technically better than Chelsea as well because you're above them. But if we're being realistic, you are the 4th or the 5th best team in the league if you put aside the pandemic.
Agreed.
So if they all go, you'll officially be the best team in the league. How will that feel like from a point of view of you'll almost become the team that would be carrying the Premier League almost?
But there's a difference between becoming the best and being the best. That's a difference, Drift. I don't want to become the best on default. I want to be the best. This is what I was talking about the FA Cup final. We've got Chelsea. I don't want them to get chucked out and be handed the FA Cup with our first ever FA Cup victory. I want to fucking win it. I don't want to be given it. I don't want to go to Wembley and go, yeah, boys, have that. I'd rather play Southampton again on a second leg than be given that goddamn trophy. And it's the same principle of the Premier League. I don't want a Premier League to exist that hasn't got the big boys in it.
No, definitely. Because I think, listen, people will never forget the time you won the Premier League. Like that was massive for just a footballing neutral. Because
take those 6 teams out. That's not magic. That's not magic anymore.
No, it's not. It's not. It becomes, dare I say, it becomes default, as we just spoke about, because football is about magic, innit? It's also about as well. It's about the whole, like, what do you call it? David and Goliath story. Because in my opinion, you guys were David, and you know the rest of us were Goliath, and you guys had to make your way and you know go through the hard way. Like nobody expected Leicester to win the Premier League. Nobody did.
No, we've gone through. Last 10 years, we've done 3 tiers of English football. No one else has done it in the speed we've done it.
Yeah,
but that means something. It means something, boys. To take that away is disrespectful for every club competing in the same domestic league.
No,
I don't care. I don't care from the Premier League all the way down to the bottom. They're all competing in the same pyramid.
Yeah, Lee, do you think it?
It's just
no. I was just gonna say, Lee, do you think it? Because this is how I see it. I see it as the top 6 clubs are looking at right now. Let's try and make as much money as possible. We're in the pandemic. How do we safeguard ourselves, and not only that, safeguard ourselves for the future? How do we monopolize a market? This is the best way to do it. Do you feel like this is a knee-jerk reaction to maybe how big 6 clubs have always felt, or do you feel like this has been planned like for years? Like we're talking 10 years ago, maybe.
This has been planned for a long time. That's pretty obvious. They've stapled themselves as the big 6 for quite a while. It's not helped with Sky pushing that big 6. They've put those teams on a pedestal. They have put them up on the pedestal. It's probably their own fault, if not karma's a bitch, because 1992, they did the same thing, trying to monopolize a football into almost a TV production, which is what it is. The Premier League is a TV show. It's not football. It's a TV show. But this is different level. This is a TV series on Amazon. This is what this will be. This is nuts. What's going on? Yeah, it's not good for none of us. And I can see games like, for example, Liverpool versus Real Madrid. I can see it being moved to places like fucking America and shit, in like Washington and stuff like that. Like the home fixture played in California. I can just see it.
That's what I was saying to them earlier, bruv. Like, like there's no way they're not gonna. And don't get me wrong, I believe that fans from other countries do deserve a right to be able to watch it.
Do you think these clubs would have the bottle to do this when Anfield's full of 70,000 fans? Do you think they'd have the bottle to do it? No, they wouldn't.
No.
Do you think Manchester United would have the bottle to do it to an Old Trafford packed? I know what that Stretford End's like. It's a beast mode up there. Some of them boys are loud as hell.
Yeah.
No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't have the balls to do it. They've done this, the right call at the right time where we're not there.
This is exactly what I said, because I think timing is everything, and I kind of feel like during a pandemic, no fans, you release your statements, you know you're going to get a backlash. But here's another thing as well, Lee, that I was explaining to the guys as well. As much as football fans around the world are really annoyed, upset, and just downright frustrated with this whole decision, I think a lot of the owners are still going to think about, do you know what? They may be upset, they may be annoyed, but do you want to know something? They're still going to buy into the product. Because if I say to you right now, Lee, let's say Leicester were a part of it, and let's say Leicester were a part of this whole European Super League, could you sit there and really say that you're not going to watch Leicester anymore? Or are you going to begrudgingly watch them because you don't want to miss out? It's still Leicester. Like you were born and bred a Leicester fan. That's your passion. Do you get what I'm trying to say, Lisa? How do you feel about that from that perspective?
It's going to be it's a tough question. I've followed them all my life. I'm connected to the city, as well. Leicester is my city, not just my club. And my city, I feel like is very connected to where I live. Support a lot of good causes. The owners support the charities around here, the businesses, local businesses that struggle. They support like horrible deaths that happen to a family where they lose 10 members in one sitting. They'll sort them out. Unfortunately, I gotta say this, I'd ditch them if they did that. If they ditched us, if they ditched us like they've ditched you, I'd ditch them. I'd have to.
No, fair play, because I think that's a very brave stand.
It's tough, but I would. I'd have to pick another side that's close to my heart, and I'd go somewhere like, I don't know, I'd go Newcastle or something, because they've got a good set of fans, but then again they've got a bad owner, so.
Yeah, but you know what, Lee, though, the thing is, even though kind of like in an ideal world, you kind of would love to be able to go and do that and then support another club and start again. I don't think that's possible. It's not possible. Like, I can tell you for now, there is no way in this world I will ever have another club in my heart the way I have Liverpool. It's not going to happen.
No, you won't be emotionally tied to it. It depends how emotionally tied you are. Some people do pick and choose their clubs all the time. That's true. So
those people don't truly like football, in my opinion. Like, I don't mean to like stereotype. But if you're a true football fan, there's only one club you truly support. You can't just go from club to club to club. It doesn't work.
Agreed. And that's why I say when I say like how I think, listen, this, in my opinion, this has been planned for numerous of years. And they released this statement. Yeah, timing is everything, as they say in it. Time is everything. They knew what they were doing. They were in a pandemic, but here's the joke. They kind of know no matter when they were going to release this statement, yes, people are going to be outraged, but they don't really care, because it's that initial phase of people are upset, people are angry, but people do get over things. And this is why when I say they are banking on the passion and the love that we have for these clubs. That's what they are. That's what they're doing.
Yep.
Whether Liverpool, Man United, Chelsea, Arsenal, Spurs, and Chelsea, I said Chelsea twice in that, Man City, they kind of know the fans of these clubs are never going to go away. Yes, there will be a minority that will step aside and go, do you know what? I'm not with this anymore. But the majority are going to go, do you know what? I don't like this new format. I don't like this new league. But do you know what? I can't not help but want to see my club. I want to watch. I want to watch Virgil van Dijk. And so that's what and that's what they're banking on, and that's what scares me. And
so
that's why.
So the casual audience is going to sign up to Amazon Prime and click.
Indeed, and that's why when I say it now, like, no one's backing down right now.
By the way, this happens for the women's game as well. This is happening for the women's game. No one's talking about it. No one's spoke about it today. I've watched a lot of people talk today, but no one's brought up the fact that I know the women's game's a lot smaller than the men's game, but it's growing at an alarming rate, and it affects the rest of the team. Leicester have just been promoted into the Premier League for the first time.
That's massive, and I'm thank you for bringing that up, Lee, as well, because that is massive, and that's something that we haven't even discussed. And again, because it relates back to, I've seen reports of owners not speaking to players, man or woman, regardless whether it's the women's game or the men's game. That for me says everything. That for me says you've already made up your mind. Because I was trying to say to these guys here, it's a bit like majority of workplaces, not all, but majority. When your boss decides to do something, it's very rare when a decision is as high as that, they come and talk to you about what they're going to do. They've already made up their mind. They might consult you and say, oh, what do you think about this? But that in their minds, it's already set. And that's what scares me, is that I don't see them backing down. I don't see UEFA backing down. And I don't know where this is going to end. This is just the first round. Remember, when people are trying to play chess or checkers, you never release your, like, everything what do we call it? On first get-go. You never release your full hand. Maybe cards, innit? Maybe cards is a better example.
There's always hold your trump card till the last.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm trying to say. Exactly what I'm trying to say. Callum, you back, bro?
Cal, we got you back, bro.
I'm good now, yeah. Bloody hell.
Cool.
I was going to say, bro, let's get through the super chats, because obviously we don't want to
Indeed. And big up Lee again for coming on, bro. Thank you.
No, I'll leave you to it with the super chats. I apologise for coming in so late. It's been
no, bro. Always welcome on the channel, and I'm glad.
We're going to be chopping this up so much. We're going to be inviting you on to talk about it. It's very
soon. Remember, Lee, this is pretty much, dare I say it, the first round. There's going to be so much more that's going to happen.
It's going to affect everything, not just Liverpool. It's going to affect national. We're talking England.
Yeah.
You name the England squad right now that are not eligible to play. I can't even name them. There's Grealish and Lewin, and who else is there? Pope,
Maddison.
Matters.
Listen, the trump card hasn't been played.
It finally gets in.
That trump card hasn't been played yet from either side, and that's why when I'm saying, like, there's still so much that we don't even know, and it's going to be intriguing to see where this goes next. I'm telling you, no one has revealed all their cards yet. I'm telling you, you can just see it. You can see it.
Good luck, lads.
Big up, Lee, man. Obviously, we'll talk soon, brother.
Thank you, Lee. Keep your heads up. Keep going. Don't quit this. Just keep going. I don't know where it's going to go for you boys, but just keep the good work up.
Yeah, man.
Thank you, bro. Lee, before you go quickly, let the people know where they can find you, my bro. Let the people know where they can find you.
Just search me on YouTube, Lee Chappie. I'm about 30 subs off of 11k, so hop over.
Let's get
him to 11. Let's get him to 11k right now, people.
Come on, hop over.
Trust me.
All right, bro. Big up, man.
See you guys.
Forget yourself, bro.
All right, I'm all good now, like fully good, yeah.
Yeah, I can tell you're fully good. Like, there's no madness or nothing.
Let's run through these super chats.
Yeah.
We get to the game, man.
So Sean Swain says FSG and Drift both turned on LFC. I don't know how Drift's turned on LFC.
Huh?
We definitely. I don't know.
Hold on. What? Sorry. Scottie Pippen has died. Oh no, what's Scottie Pippen?
Scottie Pippen's son. It says, bro. His son's passed away.
Are you joking? Sorry, I know some people don't even mind know that is. That's NBA for you. Chicago Bulls, power forward. Sorry, bro.
Okay, cool. Kadir saying football has sold its soul to the devil. Hashtag fans, not consumers. Facts. ZZ, nice trim cow. Hashtag fresh. I don't know what you guys are talking about with this whole thing. Rion says, I've never not gave a F about a Liverpool match. It's going to be an exhibition match, just so meaningless. In fact, I hope we lose, because what's the point? No, I've got that one already. Francisco A, make a viewer's review of fans protesting. I mean,
that's a good idea. I saw
yeah.
that one when it came out. That's
you send in your videos.
Your thoughts on it. 30, like a minute. Let's give it a minute because we can't go on rants on this one.
Yeah,
A minute.
and Cal, before saying that, I just want to say R.I.P. Scottie Pippen's son. I've just found out that his son has passed away. I know a lot of you might not know who he is, but Scottie Pippen is a Hall of Famer, Chicago Bulls ex-player. Used to play for Chicago Bulls alongside Michael Jordan.
Everyone knows who Scottie Pippen is.
No, bro. Some people don't watch basketball. I'm just letting people know, and not even telling that his oldest son has passed away at age 33. I just want to say condolences to Scottie Pippen and the rest of his family, and yeah, thoughts and prayers go out to you because I can't even lie. Like that stuff there is just mad, and it just puts things into perspective. It really does. But yeah, sorry, Carl. I had to say that.
Cool. No, all right.
I'm a massive fan of the game and everything, and yeah.
So bear me 1 sec. P. Al says, "What was your reaction when the Premier League was introduced? Was it this bad?" Probably not. I was only young, so I didn't have a reaction to it. To be honest.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
But there were teams that were kicked out to make it happen. It must have been messed up for them at the time. So.
Thero says, "No more low block teams. Exhibition football of the highest quality. The best of the best going at each other. Pure entertainment." So another side of the coin.
I disagree. I think if it starts to become a thing where you do need to win that league or whatever, teams will just start being strategic like they are now. Yeah. It's not just always going to be free flowing all the time. That's the fantasy version.
I'll make a bet. Not even make a bet, but I'll say this right now. Within the next 2 to 3 years, Jose Mourinho will be a manager of one of the sides in this European Super League. So there will be low blocks people. Trust me about that.
Probably. Musa LFC 21, guys. Let's remember there's no good guys in this. UEFA, FIFA, FA, EPL, and the American owners are all greedy and looking out for themselves. UEFA banned someone just last week for standing up for racism. Facts upon facts. Edward, City, PSG took FFP to the cleaners. Are people actually suggesting that are now the moral guardians of our game? You can be against the ESL, but don't think that the corrupt UEFA and FIFA and the Premier League and Sky are on our side.
Fully agree. PSG especially, because people are trying to say like, they're not. Listen, let me tell you just a quick something about PSG. I know Carrie Green. I'll just make it so quick. PSG, they're in a league where there's no one that can rival them. Yeah, so right now they're sitting happy. The way how everything is in France is very different, and I'll leave that there.
Yeah. To hear Koreshi, in one day, FSG have destroyed Liverpool's history and reputation. FSG out. No point of return for you. Fuming. You all know what my thoughts are on them boys. To hear, it shows our owners made money regardless of the fans. Facts. Selection. I believe all the clubs involved get 3.5 billion for interior infrastructure. And honest, I see it happening. There will be some sort of compromise. To hear says, if all the teams are banned from the Premier League, FA Cup, Champions League, World Cups, Europa League, and only one Super League, what then? I hate I can't say that last bit. I can't say that last bit.
Though. If literally all we're in is the Super League.
That first thing is facts. I just can't say the last bit.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, that would just become the deadest thing ever.
Oh shit, the game was kicked off as well, you know. Shit.
Yeah.
Vince's viewpoint, the bourgeois, as they have done with the America and Africa, are trying to colonize the Western football for the benefit of the locals. History itself learns from the past. Yeah. Nana says European football, NFL edition, American influence. Only built for Cuban links, says Sky Sports should stop moaning. Didn't the likes of Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, United, Spurs go behind the football leagues back to form the Premier League? Kiss my teeth. Nana says, moral of the story is don't let anyone that calls football soccer make decisions for European football. What would make you all accept this change? What would make us accept this change? They'd have to really reform it.
Really?
Paul Squire says, just checking in, car, missed the whole heap of the show. But please tell me I haven't missed the merch drop. I've been saying FSG needs to bounce. Big up Kopish. No, nothing about merch in this show. Sit tight though. That's what we will say on that. Terence Mason says, I'm a Villa fan, 22. We don't want this soul crushing. Every ambition I ever held crushed. I'm lost. Possible greatness now impossible for no reason. Great super chat there. Stephen says, as a Liverpool fan, if this happens, I'm walking away. Promise. Grandad is the same. Potential great teams stopped in tracks. No chance now. Evil. Jeremy says a major issue is if it goes wrong, the owners will just sell up and go. What happens to the clubs? Facts. Great super chat again. Jonathan says the US only has 30 to 40 professional teams, so it works. They don't need relegation. How many teams do we have in England alone? Again, facts. V, I actually love the Super League idea. You all will end up loving it. Watch. Fair enough. Dev K, as a fan from US, I'm actually excited for this new plan. I'm happy that I'd get the chance to watch a Liverpool game in New York or LA. That's fair enough.
I get that. I do understand that angle. It just shouldn't be to the detriment of the people who that club is based around. And that's not trying to be tribalistic. But you ain't going to see Chicago Bulls caring more about what fans in London watch that game. It's for the people of Chicago.
We say that though, but NFL come over at least once a year, innit? Or is it twice?
Yeah, every now and again, but they don't do it as a thing
once a year,
to the detriment of their own. Do you get what I'm saying?
No, I'd hear that. Hamid says, look on the other side of the story. UEFA, FIFA still doing corruption, match fixing, stealing, punishing, ban big teams. UEFA, FIFA get what they deserve. Payback time. Rion says clubs should become PLCs where fans can buy shares of their club. Of course, it's more complex theory than that, but wouldn't something like that work? Potentially, but we do need to get some sort of control back of our clubs. We do. Samsonuk says 92 was the start. Sky Premier League and UEFA Champions League branding 2021 is the culmination. The markets are going to shoot up now. Can't stop it. Promo, now that everyone's gone, let's address the elephant in the room. Cow's hair looks fresh. Couple man saying they want me to drop the beat for the hair and that. Big up Icon Bobs and that. Big up the missus for doing the plaits at the top. We back, baby. You doubted me. I told you. When the barber's open, I'll be back. V said Cal's got that 2016-17 Lukaku hairline. Don't mug me off, bro. Not mug me off. It's the way my computer is angled and the way I'm looking at the stream. Look, I'm good.
And they went deep and said 16-17 as well.
The Tuku says my biggest issue with the EPL is their TV deals where I need to pay DSTV subscription to have Super Sport. I only want to pay for EPL only like NBA, sorry.
NBA. Yeah, I get where it's coming from. Yeah, it will change because obviously in different countries that European Super League will obviously be on a whatever channel it is. They'll find rights in it for whatever channel. So yeah, you'll end up being paying more. Most likely.
Hamid says UEFA Champions League 2022 group of death will be Leicester, Real Betis, Salzburg, and Sassuolo. Well, I mean, it's kind of funny, but at the same time, it's not because it's not fair. It's not fair on the other clubs. Alfonso says the Champions League is done. If UEFA tries to enforce a ban, the Prem, La Liga, and Serie A all go down in flames. And last one, Asen Leeds named us Merseyside Reds on Twitter. Pez, you know, this is all right. So before we go,
that's a disrespect, you know.
No, but shall I tell you, this is what annoys me about these. This is what annoys me about these owners. Yeah, they've come out and done what they've done, and we're the ones that have got to live with it and deal with it. Where are they? Where are they? Why are they not fronting this all up? Why is it as fans we're getting the backlash? Why is it clubs getting the backlash and the players? That's what I'll say now because obviously the game's coming on. Paul,
sorry, I can't even see it because I'm another.
I'd love to say I'd walk away, but Liverpool is in my blood. My wife once asked me if I love Liverpool more than her. I just said I will die loving Liverpool 100%. I hope I die loving my wife, but it's not guaranteed. Raw.
Hey, shout out to Paul. No, you know, Paul's just keeping it 100% real, but you know what the real answer
Paul's looking to get divorced and sleep.
No. You know what? The answer to that question is a different kind of love. And you want to know why? Nobody compares compares the love you have for your brother or your sister or whatever to your girl, because it's a different kind of love. So anytime you get asked that question, just say, look, it's a different kind of love.
No,
Plus,
agreed.
Who did you love first, the club or her? All right.
Wow, man's gonna talk about first love and that.
Yeah.
I know Liverpool was my first love, though.
Yeah,
This is
Paul's wife right now.
$100. We're done. Even though he wrote me a check, we're done.
But guys,
we need to watch the game. Listen, I don't even know what's going on.
Yeah,
do we care what's going
an hour and a half anyway?
Do we care?
So.
Yeah.
Do we care?
We're gonna be back. So we're gonna be.
What does this game mean? What does it mean?
What does it mean? We're gonna be on Instagram, and then straight after the game, we're gonna be back here, guys. So make sure you check us out. Head over to us on Instagram at halftime. We'll be doing a little chat about the first half, and then at the end of the game, we'll be back here. So massive thank you for everyone who joined. Smash the like button. One more super chat before we go. Imagine Liechtenstein, August, in my opinion. Let's not twist its head.
Let's not twist his headed by Papa Perez, Manza, Don, moving like Escobar in football other than Roman. Nobody can chat to him. Please. Oh, sorry. He chat to him. He pisses all over UEFA, FIFA, and other bodies.
Yeah, very true.
Perez is a gangman still.
Yeah. Perez is chairman as well.
Yeah.
Chairman. Rumors are J.W. Henry is a vice chairman. It just hasn't been revealed yet. You know, he wants to do that Vince McMahon walking thing. No chance. So that's what you got. You know, he just wants to walk in like that. I don't know what's going on. It's all mad.
Thanks for everyone who joined.
It's all mad.
Catch us
Go
after the game.
Will we score?
Who cares? Instagram at halftime, people. We'll see you in a bit, man.
In a bit, people.
Peace.